We are playing more Miracles today. We only played 2 leagues when I played this deck on Wednesday, so I wanted to get a few more matches in. Well, good morning to you, Chess, Ghost, Harvard Yard, and Johnny. Good morning, good morning. Also, I made an emote last night. I don't know if I'm going to keep it because you can't really tell that Randy's face is on the Lightning Helix guy. I might try to get it zoomed in a bit. I might try to remake it but zoomed in just a bit. But let me know what you guys think. Yeah. You can't really see Randy's face on it unless you click on it, which is not as good, I think. I'll keep a Jace against Swamp Inquisition. Swamp Inquisition is a bit of a weird start. It's just hard to tell exactly what they're trying to do with that. Could be many different decks. Alright. Keeping this lets us charm next turn. I think that's fine. Well, we've only been live for like 2 minutes, Matt. Where do I post my podcasts? I couldn't find you in the Google Podcast app. I don't actually do podcasts. I don't know if I don't know exactly what you're talking about. If you're talking about my podcast I did with the Faithless Brewing guys this week, or if you're asking about the joke me and Esther were making the other day that we were gonna do a podcast, but I don't actually have one. I just I go on basically anyone who asks me to be on a podcast, and then I was joking with Esther about doing one yesterday. Play the clip. You can't overdo it. Gotta save it for the right moments, I think. They discarded the lightning bolt. They don't know about this Jace. It's kind of concerning. I think I'm just gonna still brainstorm. There's an old adage that I think will help us out here a bit, but cowards cannot block warriors. I kind of want to discard the Teferi. I'll discard the Strand. It's awesome, Matt. It's awesome. I was talking about the bit, gotcha. Too early for jokes. Too early for jokes. I mean, what kind of streamer would I be if I didn't take your joke at face value and dryly ponder what you mean by something that's clearly a joke? Good morning, Adukin. Keep 2 Cryptic on top? Maybe. Maybe that's better. They did have a Bloodbraid Elf. They had a pretty good curve. Inquisition into Goyf into Liliana into Bloodbraid Elf. I think I want to do this. Not sure if I'm supposed to get back this Condemn. But I kind of like the idea of condemning the elf and then Teferiing, just bounce the Goyf, because we know Teferi is underneath the Condemn. Although I guess... I mean, we don't have to do it this turn. We can do it next turn. But I'm hoping that they empty their hand and then we get to make them discard their own Liliana, too. Tim, 7 months in a row. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate ya. I think I'm going to remake the Helix emote just like a little more zoomed in. Because I like it, but you just can't really see that it's Randy. You informed Wyatt Darby of the need to emergency ban Saddleback or that good. We need to get a coalition going. It's been legal for way too long. Yeah, 2 cards left. Discarding a Cryptic here, I suppose. Our top card is Condemn. Then the card underneath that is Teferi. Oh no, our top card is Condemn, so if we... I think we need to bounce Liliana and draw a card. Because if they just replay the Liliana next turn and they discard the Condemn and we just lose. Well, if we counter return Lily, it's just so bad for us if they replay Lily next turn and plus and make us discard the Condemn and we can't cast the Condemn. But I do think we have to do this and then get a little lucky, which stinks. Oh my gosh, they knew we drew this Condemn. This is so good for us. Okay, I'm targeting Bloodbraid Elf here over Tarmogoyf because we know the card underneath this is Teferi Time Raveler, which is way better against Goyf. Cannot believe they didn't play that pre-combat. Okay, not a great draw. And we're not out of the woods, but we've got a chance. Is Rin really that big of a deal at the moment? Rin is a card you like absolutely have to answer in the long run. We also knew we're drawing Teferi, and Rin and 6 can ping and kill Teferi. I'm assuming that means you would have preferred to bounce Liliana and draw a card. I don't think that would have been totally unreasonable. Yeah, but we're in bad shape. They do discard the card they drew. They can fire up Ravine. Just the Liliana ultimate is going to be tough to beat. I hope so, Deem. I hope so. Oh, but who do I think explains? Beats me, dude. Alright, lost game 1. Oh. Yeah, actually, I think I like at least the first Tails End on the play. Maybe both. Or, sorry, maybe not both, 2. Countering a fetch land on the play is pretty good, but it also counters Rin really well, counters Liliana. Do I want the third Tails End over the second Remand? I don't think so. Dude, Tails End countering Lily Ulta is pretty cool. I remember back in when Disallow was standard legal, I would counter a lot of Planeswalker ults with that card. I'll keep this. Yeah, Rin and 6 or Lily are definitely tough. A whole lot of streamers were banned last night for DMCA licensing claims against their alert sounds. I'm worried about the Naruto clip in my sub sound. Probably. All right, I've muted them. Should probably look into something different. If you like one Force of Negation on the draw, yeah, I will probably play cut the Tails End for Force of Negations on the draw. Maybe do one Tails End, one Force, but I agree. How much we're gonna have to pay Randy for the Helix? Yeah, I guess also, do you think this is fine that I've just like put Randy's face on a Lightning Helix? I don't think he'd mind. We stan Randy on this stream, alright? We're all Randy stans. This is bizarre. Oh, they're just growing the Goyf? Okay. Okay. I think I will just... I think having a 3 on top is fine. Maybe actually I'd rather Tails in the Bloodstained Mire and then Gust the Goyf. kind of like that. And then now that they can only play a 3-drop this turn, we have a 3-drop on top of our library. Or so the most they can play is a 3-drop, and we have a 3 on top of our library. Seems kind of good. Yeah, counting prime time with Terminus, or if you play Shark Typhoon does feel really good. Yeah, oh yeah, them not fetching was weird because of the Goyf, but I mean, my opponent is also a paid actor. You have to keep that in mind. They're gonna make plays that make me look good. They put the Goyf on the bottom. So I kind of feel like we could lose to Boil. So let me go Jace, Brainstorm, put Cryptic on top. Cool, now we can Mystic Sanctuary at 2. This is game 2, we're down a game. Is Red Green Ponza, it's definitely on the decline. I think, I know Yama's been playing it a bit, and I know the Yama thinks the deck is solid. But it's definitely not, a tier 1 deck like it was for a long time. Why do I keep brainstorming when Jason said +2? I misclicked. My bad. I've got real shaky hands. Which is actually true. I do have very shaky hands, and there's many times in Magic tournaments I've just accidentally knocked my whole deck on the floor and gotten warnings for that. Which is part of the reason why Magic Online is nice, is because my shaky hands don't, it's easier to handle a mouse than a than a deck of cards. Yeah, dexterity error. I remember the first Hall of Famer I ever played against was Eric Froelich, and I was so nervous. I knocked my deck twice off the table, and both times I just made a conscious effort to look at the ceiling, and the judge still called it in Eric's favor. And I remember Eric was like, "That's bullshit. You shouldn't have gotten a warning for that." And I always thought that was nice of him. He stuck up for me during the judge call. He's like, yeah, there's no way he saw anything. Alright, so let's put this 3 on top. And then we can charm and draw 1 instead. Or I guess they would just spell bomb, it's fine. The opponent, there's no way my opponent boarded out hand disruption. We've just kind of run them out of resources a bit, I think. So as a rule, always board out field clears versus Jund if playing a control deck. No, not as a rule. In this deck, we have so much spot removal, I think it's good to not have any Terminuses, especially when Terminuses are a bit unwieldy and they're not a great counterbalance CMC, although they rarely are. You just bring in a lot of spot removal in this matchup because you get all these gusts and purges, and Jund often doesn't have 2 creatures in play. And they'll also play around sweepers to some extent, so no, but in this deck, in this matchup, I don't think it's good to have Terminuses. I doubt our opponent has the luxury of boarding out Inquisitions when they need to get rid of cards like Fatal Push and other spot removal spells. Okay, I'm gonna Omen of Sea. I guess I should have maybe Omen first. We're kind of in garbage time. Cool. Yeah, garbage time is officially here. Alright, so on the draw, I think I'm going to play 2 forces. That's an interesting statement, Nick. I tend to keep sweepers in against bad Jund players and take them out against good Jund players. I've never really subscribed to that philosophy that you should play that differently if your opponent's not playing optimally, if your opponent's making mistakes, because I think you should. It's better to overestimate your opponent than to underestimate them, right? So if you think your opponent's making a lot of mistakes, I think you should still a lot of times like play around them making the right play instead of underestimating them and thinking they're going to make a mistake, right? Because if they really are a bad player, you're going to win most of the time anyways, even without the sweepers. That's always been my philosophy on that, though. And maybe to some extent, I struggle more against players who don't sequence perfectly. They can be harder to read sometimes. Don't think my opponent has a Ren if they took the Purge here. Or if they don't cast a Ren on turn 2. Yeah, it's definitely a really interesting conversation. Like, whenever I know I'm playing against a really high caliber player, to some extent they're easier to play against because when they sequence things in a certain way, you can oftentimes make a read about like the contents of their hand because of like little things they do because you know they're going to sequence well. Just kind of an interesting thing. Good morning, MM. I think I'd like to remand that. I'm a bit worried about Boyle. This mostly applies to people I play regularly against. That's fair. That's fair. I probably know a lot of the people. I'm gonna play like garbage from now, and hopefully it'll throw off my opponent. It's big. I do think that I know you're joking, Odious, but Magic players can be really. What's the word I want to use? Magic players really care about sequencing, right? And play your spells on your main phase. But there are spots where you can realize that sequencing things one way or the other doesn't really matter. And sometimes you can sequence things in a way on one turn that will make your opponent expect expect that you'll play a spell on your main phase. Like if your opponent is tapped out, playing spells on your main and they have no blockers, playing spells on your main phase is the same as playing them in your second main phase. There's no real difference. So if you can do that for a couple turns, you can maybe incept in your opponent's brain that you're going to continue to play that way, and then on a turn where it actually matters, you play a spell on your second main phase, and you can get them to, you can kind of bait them into that. And so there is some play to intentionally missequencing, but understanding when it's correct to do so and when it's not. And it's kind of a complicated subject, and it's an interesting one to talk about. Do I have a sideboard guide for this deck? Not an up-to-date one. I'm gonna work on the sideboard guides again this weekend. It's just been a really hectic week. But yes, there is an out-of-date one, but not for this current 75. But you can probably still glean some insight from it. Dude, Croaks is such a good hit for us here. I'm gonna Omen to get a little bit better info about what I'd like to maybe discard here. I think I'm gonna discard the Strand, and then purge the Bloodbraid Elf, and then play Jace with Gust Up. And with Gust Up, I feel like we have the luxury of plussing the Jace. Interesting draw. Our opponent's been missing lands too, so I may put a land on their bottom here. They can definitely draw a spell bomb. So many spell bombs. You did that quite a lot in your PTQ and with Mono Red Prowess. Playing bolts. Yeah, for sure. I also think that it's definitely tricky. It's not something I just recommend doing all the time. You've got to be pretty confident that you're making that play for a reason instead of just, being unpredictable for no reason. Do you want me to help with the guide for miracles? No, I'm okay, Ghost. Don't worry about it. Thank you for offering. Rubbed my eye, then my eyelash got caught in it, then I knocked my earphone out. I do have an updated guide for the Jeskai deck though on the Discord for subscribers. The game log is too big on screen? Is it? I think it just like maybe looks different because I don't have chat open. Oh. If anything, I think it's a little too small. How much wax on the earphone? Dude, it's a whole cake. Esther was so funny. She's like, she has to borrow the headphones, and I said okay, and then she like very audibly goes, "Ugh, gross," because there's earwax on them, and then she's like, "Aren't you proud of you? Always say I don't have any filter. Aren't you proud of me that I was able to keep a filter because of the earwax?" I was. I thought it was so funny. I always thought it was really funny. I had a lot of ear infections as a kid, so I have like really bad earwax. I had, I think, 3 different ear infections growing up. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Showtime. Love Showtime. Is Miracles the best blue-white deck against Boil? No. I have a Sharkblade variant that is not playing very many islands and playing more white cards, and I think that is a better variant against Boil. You learned way more than you needed to. Yeah, maybe too much information, but I thought it was a fun anecdote. Not antidote. I guess I'll remand this because Veil beats Aether Gust beats a Veil. Obviously, if we could find just a 4, that's ideal. I think I'm going to leave a 1 mana spell on top to be able to stop any discard. And then I'll target Remand and just say no. Although they might Spellbomb here, yeah. The opponent does have good basic choices. Hey, Riot. Did I have a chance to listen to? I haven't been on Discord at all, Ghost. I know maybe I've been a bad streamer, neglecting my duties, but I haven't been able to focus on very much this week, besides the election. Hoping next week, things settle down a bit and I can focus back up, but it's been a weird week. Yeah. Thanks, Ghost. Yeah, I haven't logged into Discord since I edited the Sideboard guide for the Jeskai deck. It's just kind of good for us if they keep casting the Boil over and over again, right? Maybe we're playing with their food, but I think it just if this is like very predictable, we know they're just gonna cast Boil again, right? I think it's good for us. I'm not sure. Cool. That should do the trick. Did I vote by mail? No, I voted in person. I also voted in Texas, although my county is actually like maybe going to be blue. It's very, very close right now. I know it's immune to plus, but that could have been good. No, I don't want them to discard the Boil Warrior. Like this is just a time walk, They just are going. They need to cast Boil every single turn, and Boil is like if their turn is just cast a 4-mana spell that isn't Bloodbraid Elf to get a Cascade trigger, that's a turn that favors us. So we want them to just draw the Boil and recast it. I didn't want them to not have the boil and be able to do other things. The like 11 fetches or something like that. I definitely felt that tension, so it's possible we try to move away from. I think this is probably the Yawgmoth deck. Against the Yawgmoth deck, I think I just want to get white mana into play ASAP for Terminus. Maybe not. I guess Snow-Covered Forest maybe is more of like a Erosa pile. But I know I just saw Tom Ross playing with Gilded Goose last night in the Yawgmoth deck. How hard is it to play Sharkblade in a Jeskai Shout? I just don't. I think that Sharkblade is better as blue-white, and I think Jeskai is better as the control deck. Maybe it's Sultai Ninjas. That would be cool. Why have I cut off the Kihira the Companion? Kihira's never been a big deal. She's obviously way worse with the Companion change. Okay, interesting. Talisman of Curiosity. I'm curious. Alright, I'm going to play a Counterbalance. Opponent's list looks cool so far. What am I hoping for at Modern Horizons 2? Exciting new cards to get to play with. Oh, it's Canister's Keenan list, I see. I did see Canister tweet that earlier. Did Ross end up getting a 5-0? I didn't watch very much. I watched maybe like 2 matches. Should you get Popeyes or Culver's for lunch? We don't have Culver's here in Texas, so can't really speak to that. Hold on. There's actually, I think I'm gonna opt in my upkeep because there's a counterbalance on top, but I don't really want to draw that. Could also hit a Terminus here. Yeah, I do think we're gonna try to like race, or not race, but we're gonna try to hit a Terminus soon. And I think I'd like to have them cast a spell so we can see if Terminus is the top card, and then we can opt into it and then fetch in response to the Miracle trigger. Or if we don't like the top card, we can shuffle, then opt. We also maybe will, get to hit more creatures with the Terminus if we wait. Sword of the Meek. There's a Path to Exile on top. Don't think I was supposed to force that. There's an Omen of the Sea on top, so we'll let this resolve. But with this trigger on the stack, I'll see if we find a Terminus. Nope. So I guess I'm pathing the Urza this turn. Hot take, Canes is super overpriced. I feel like Canes feels reasonably priced to me. I'm a bit of a Canes simp, I guess. Do I still feel like Urza is the best 4-mana spell ever printed? I mean, maybe that's Madcap Experiment now. Maybe it's Omnath. Maybe it's Karn. I do think Urza is still really, really powerful and probably underplayed. And when Opal and Astrolabe were around, Urza was way too good, in my opinion. Not like certainly not a very hot take. I want to be able to answer this Uro. I think I'm going to counter draw. They haven't played a land yet, and I kind of feel like they may have a counter spell in their hand, so I think they'll fight over this, and then we can get a Force of Negation off. Yeah. So, what was our top card? It was a 1-drop. I'm going to exile Opt because this Remand is going to be a good answer to the Uro. Oh no! Oh no. The Emery just replays it. Not this turn, but next turn. I guess we can path on our main phase. Now. You'd say no. There's no way Jace is the best, right? Maybe. Like maybe if you go like historically, how much impact it's had. When Astrolabe and Opal were in Modern, Urza was the best 4-mana spell in the format, and I don't think it was very close. Oh, and also Oka was legal too. So, you know, things have certainly changed a bit, right? Main deck Pithing Needle, interesting. Our top card is Archmage's Charm. This thing's fine, right? Yeah, homemade fried chicken is great. Make sure Esther's not here to hear me say anything nice about her, but Esther is an amazing, amazing cook. And just everything she makes is great, and she's always like experimenting with stuff. So really my favorite food is just whatever Esther has made most recently. No, these are the same ones, Will. Or I've been using these for a couple weeks, I don't know. They're really Esther's old ones because Esther got AirPods. Raycon sponsor win. I wish, dude. I would love some Raycons. But they don't sponsor streamers is what that guy said. I think we can take 4 and then we'll think a little more seriously about answering these guys. I'll be at 6. That's fine. It's your favorite food too. Yeah, weird. What a coincidence. Alright, let's Omen here. Can maybe find a Terminus. Willnet, 3 months in a row. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a good day today. I have these sub sounds off for right now. Apparently there are some, you know, DMCA stuff going around at the moment, like usual. So I may be looking for different notification sounds soon. All right, so I'm probably gonna steal the construct, the Carnstruct, if you will, and I'll put an Archmage Charm on top to stop Uro with Counterbalance. So it's got 1 card left in their hand. Main deck Needle makes me think that they're a Whir of Invention deck too. They have a Cryptic in their hand? Oh, I just totally missed that. I mean, we can Remand Cryptic. Yes, please, Nick. I've been meaning to ask you to do that. Am I an Android guy? I don't really care very much about phones. I just have whatever phone my siblings are no longer using. Like they like phones a lot, and then they usually just give me like their latest one. So I have like an iPhone right now that's like 5 generations too old. But you know, as long as I can text people and, you know, browse the internet on it, I just don't care about phones at all. I just don't really understand being very into the phone you have. Yeah, it's like I've got a good PC now, and I've got I care way more about my PC, I guess, than a phone. We don't have double white here, which is kind of bad. The GPS is an important thing, that's true. 2 hands for Lightning Helix to be the sub sound. Dude, that's actually kind of great. I'm into it. I'll try to get a few other ones. I'll try to get like the clip of Gabe. I don't know if the clip is still up there, but the clip of Gab saying that I'm the most prolific brewer in Pioneer and Modern. I think that would be a good one too. I'm actually gonna bottom the Angels. I know they win the game, but we just don't need to win the game anytime soon. Our opponent's gonna concede soon, I think. Do we need to test the sub notification? Okay. How about yeah? We can test today by every time we get a sub, I'll just push the button, okay?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's the plan. How's it going, Jindrik? Willnet is gifting a sub. And Lucid, okay, well, maybe this is an unintended consequence. Thank you, Lucid, so much for a long time, and thank you, Willnet. Appreciate you guys. Randy. Dude, what if we could get Randy to guest star on the show? That would be so awesome. So we have a 1 on top right now. We also know our opponent has Cryptic up, right? So I think I want them to fight over this with the Cryptic, and we can Sanctuary back Cryptic and counterbalance it away. You hate the clip so much? No, Simon. You bet he hates that clip? Really? I hope not. I hope he loves it. I love it. It's such a... I mean, I know it's been around forever, but it's such a, like, a sweet piece of history. Sensei gifting a sub to Odysseus, and that's enough coal for the hype train. We're just testing. If you hate the sub sound, definitely let me know. And, you know, maybe we'll change it, but we're just testing right now. And Donnie also subbing. Is it just this easy? Is it just this easy? Maybe Twitch is easy. I don't know. Right? Maybe Twitch is just very easy, and I just have been doing it wrong this whole time. Always has been, yeah. Maybe, dude. Bison, that's a sub baby, Lightning Helix. Oh my god. Helix. I think I'm gonna change the Helix emote to be a little more zoomed in. Dude, the Scry 2 on the Omen is so good. That's a good number. That's a good card to draw, so we can have a 4-drop on top. Although I suppose now I will give myself the ability to Miracle Entreat. You feel like you're watching Jim Davis with me playing the clip so often. We'll just convince everybody else to not sub. If I do make it the sub sound, I think I will. Try to limit the amount I use it. Like I'll try to get other sounds in there too. Hallow, thank you for gifting a sub to Owl and TG. Twitch is an easy game. You just pretend like you're worried about DMCA, and then you play the Randy sound over and over again. And Twitch is just like, just a solved format. There's really nothing to it. Miniature Catfish. No one sub, I hate that clip. I gotcha. You subbed, I have to play the clip. Now everyone gets the Helix emote. Can't you have it as an option for the subs? I don't think you get to pick which notification you get. But I'm gonna try to get a few different sound bites, I think. Donnie gifting 5 subs. Hell yeah. Scam train. I'm only gonna play it once, but there you go. Yeah, money grows on Lightning Helix. Dude, so funny. Randy just like saying Helix. You know, how long ago was it? 15, 20 years ago, and now we're playing it over and over again. So funny how that works. Yeah, this one sparks joy for sure. Opponent decides not to 104.3A. And welcome to Pockets, Phil Belmont, Deb, Flaky, and B1. Oh, I see. They have an out here. I see. They're seeing if I crack the fetch. Ah. Why aren't you plussing? It's a fairy spike. Tails In seems amazing against them. It counters Imri, Urza, Uro. Guess it doesn't counter. It counters some other things. Sensei, that's awesome. 5 more subs. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna delete every emote besides the Helix emote. Okay, Torpor Orb also stops the Sword of the Meat combo, Imri ETB ability, Gilded Goose ETB Imri ability, Urza ETB ability, but it's also really scary to bring in Torpor Orb against the Uro deck. But I think I'm gonna play 2. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna play like 2 Terminus, 3 Path, no Condemn. The hero probably trim on Omen. We're bringing in so many 2-drops potentially. Can maybe cut the Entreat. Kind of feel like the Entreat isn't all that good. What do you think of cutting 1 Condemn and playing with the big Teferi main board? I don't love the big Teferi main board. It doesn't play very well with Terminus. And I think Teferi usually shines more in sideboard games when you bring in a lot of 2-mana spells, and sideboard games tend to be a little slower in general. If I was going to cut the 5th 1-mana removal spell, I'd probably play a Spell Snare in that spot, or maybe a Remand. Has Humans been relevant? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say Humans is fine. I think cutting a Charm on the draw is fine. And also, Torpor Orb is like good against Uro if you just can answer it, of course. But that's kind of a big if. Yeah. Orb is for like humans, oops all spells, death and taxes are kind of the big ones. Not sure about this. But we only have 2 Terminus in the deck right now, and I just bottomed one, so I think that the odds of us drawing the second copy are low enough for me to play Sanctuary over Strand. But I say this a lot, I really do heavily prioritize getting white mana into play on turn 1 against creature decks, so I can Terminus if I draw it immediately. I think our opponent knows what's about to happen. On a more serious note, did I face much mono black with my PTQ run? No, I didn't. We went over the matches, Austin. If the VOD is probably still up. See if I can run. I played the mirror, and then I lost to 4-color, 4-color Reclamation, and then I think beyond that I played against like 1 black-white Auras deck, a lot of Niv, a lot of Wreck, some Landfall. Sensei also gifting 5 subs. Oh my gosh. Dude, Twitch is such a scam. You just like make one joke and that's like better than any amount of like hard work you put into it. But I do appreciate you, Sensei. Phil's, Fat Master, Cooldown Match, Maltic, and Ross, thank you for joining. Yeah, Jindrik, that's why I've been, if I ever want to Tails in the front half of Uro, which doesn't happen all that often, I think I'm going to steal this, which doesn't happen all that often, but when I do want to steal the front half of an Uro, or counter the front half of an Uro, I counter the triggered ability, not the Uro itself because of Veil. Gotta make sure you target the right triggered ability, though. Play the cliff 5 times. No, I think that is detrimental to our cause. You'll be taking You're cut for getting me to mute the sub sounds. Dude, yeah, that was it. That was really beneficial for sure. It ended up paying off immediately. Well, Jace is going to be good if he can resolve. I think my opponent has a dispute, though. Is there any way we can steal green mana to make Goose a thing? Missed a legendary joke, damn. That's why you should never miss even a second of the Aspiring Spike stream. Dude, why am I not playing a breeding pool for these situations? Alright, I think my opponent has, you know, dispute is very, very likely. Cryptic is certainly possible. We're not going to jam the orb quite yet. I may path my own Goose. Not attacking with the Goose can be construed as weakness. Oh no. Yeah, I think I am going to path the Goose. Yeah, I'm kind of fine if they fight over this, of course. They left in Fatal Push. Huh. Weird. Maybe it's foolhardy to not leave up Tails End here. Get green if you steal a food, yeah. Yeah, maybe casting the orb was just super loose. Alright, game 3. Pathing Goose is just Death Sprout spread over 2 cards instead of 1. I love Death Sprout. I think that card is great. Alright, on the play, I want the 3rd Charm. And I think I want 1 less Force. Alright. Game 3. I have not planned to play any Helix today. We'll see. We'll see how this deck goes. You know, we were 9-1 with Miracles on Wednesday, so I want to keep, I think, digesting the deck a bit. Alright. Philadelphia? Nope. So Remand on top. So here's the question. Do we opt looking for a land? Or sorry, Omen of the Sea on top. Yeah, I think cowards can't block warriors, so... yeah. I checked and cowards still can't block warriors, I promise. Alright, I think I'd like to... so there's a Flooded Strand on top. It's kind of a good draw. I'm going to remand this, and if they just replay it off Goose, they have to use their food token, of course. And then we get to Teferi bounce it. Yeah, Philadelphia. I'll force a Veil of Summer. Am I going to force a Mystical Dispute? I don't think so. You've seen changelings block... Maybe I've been misinformed. Force the Foundry rather than dispute. I probably would, yeah, but I don't think that either are necessary. They're going to cycle a Veil? Oh, we can't bounce the Thopter Foundry if they Veil here. Oh, but we could have Mystic Sanctuary back dispute. I think this is fine though. I think we just let this happen. Plus, we have a 3-drop on top now, which is a good number. We can also Mystic Sanctuary 1 or a 2. It's like maybe we get got if they have exactly Urza. Or untap land plus Urza. Uh-oh. I think we take our chances here. Yes! I'm a god! The golden god! I just blind... no one else can do this but me. I'm the only one who's this good at flipping with counterbalance in the entire world. Cowards cannot block warriors, damn it. Hell yeah. That one's for free. That one's for free. Yeah, we confirmed what the best 4-mana spell is, I suppose. That's Randy Bueller's Facial, the emote who's the guy screaming in the sound bit about Lightning Helix. Is this Engineered Explosives on 4? It's Whir of Invention for 1. Alright, I'll force this. Yeah, I agree, Lockhart. I'm gonna zoom it in a bit. Yeah, we just don't need this Entreat. I'm gonna Sanctuary back Force, play Teferi, get back Force, and have Force plus Tails end up. Whir for 1 gets Pithing Needle, which answers Jace. I thought that was worth forcing. You actually spit my coffee seeing that blind flip. I'm just so good at blind flipping, dude. It's crazy. See, look at that. Nice 0 drop. I think we can let Thopter Foundry resolve. I don't know. I'm just the best blind flipper in the world, really. Alright, you probably want to force this one. Although we could have Tails ended the fetch land. I also think I path the Goose, because Goose can make some Thopters here. Unlimited power. Blind flip everything. Maybe I was supposed to keep that as a 3-drop. Probably not. So we can Mystic Sanctuary back any 1 or 3. Or a 2 with Remand. Can't make Thopters with Goose. Well, yeah, they can, because they just spend 2 mana to make a food, and then they sack the food to make a Thopter. Oh, it's non-token artifacts. Oh, you're right. Blitz 6 months in a row. Thank you for being here for half a year. Appreciate ya.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, that's kind of the trial sub sound. There's DMCA stuff going around. So I'm gonna spend some time probably tonight getting some new sub sounds together. I think I want it to be this, and then the clip of Nassif saying I'm the most prolific brewer in Pioneer and Modern. I like that one. And I probably want to get maybe like 1 or 2 more too, but I'm not sure what. Maybe we'll add them as time goes on. I think we just Tails in the Thopter here. Yeah, if you guys have suggestions, I'm definitely down to hear. But right now I'm just like clicking the button every time we get a sub. Uh-oh. I think we take our chances here. Yes! I'm a god! The golden god! It's a good clip. I don't see the box to upload an audio file. That would make a good tier 2 or 3 sub sound. I do not encourage tier 2 or 3 subs. If you feel the need, I do appreciate it, but Tier 1 sub is plenty of support. I think I'll put back the Condemn on the Mold of 5. Thank you, Glacier. I appreciate you. Yeah, but I don't see. Can I drag this over here? I don't see. I'm trying to click on the sound file, but look, it says image URL here. But this is not. I mean, why does it say image URL underneath sound file? And this looks like the button to add a. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was under change media. I see. Oh, I guess I turned the sounds back on. Although, what was that for? Oh, I just clicked it on accident. Got it. Wait. No! Oh my gosh. No. I saved over the sound bit with the Naruto thing. I have to recut it. This is what I get for trying to do things while I'm streaming. Yeah, aspiring boomer, that's me. I mean, I'm just never been too good at doing two things at once. I've still got the uncut part.
The crowd.
Oh man. Good morning, Lamp. All right, if anybody wants to, I'll recut it. We'll figure it out. Ghost, if you want to recut it for me, I'd appreciate it. So I do think that this matchup is really about getting a timely Terminus, because we're not playing any true graveyard hate. We do have a Discord, yeah. Although I haven't been very active in it the last couple weeks. All right, I think I want to wait on the Terminus because there's gonna be one amalgam that doesn't come back, right? Or wait on the opt, I should say. To opt on their turn and just hit a Terminus. Or try to, and if we don't, we lose. Grixis Control, Delver, Shadow, or Spice. Well, I'm not sure exactly what Spice describes. I think that Grixis Control right now is probably better as straight blue-black. Because Bloodchief's Thirst is like, you know, maybe just replaces Terminus. Oh no, I don't have the Lightning Helix clip. I just run so hot with Miracles all the time. It's awesome. And what's really nice is once you Miracle the Terminus, you just have access to Mystic Sanctuary Terminus, you know? I don't know. Yeah, zombies be gone. Yeah, I'm great at blind flipping and telling the same jokes every stream. That's why people come back to twitch.tv/aspiringspike. Karn, Grixis is plus Karn coding plus K command to destroy anything. Wow. It's basically Splinter Twin. I'm not sure how good Orb is against Dredge. I think it's okay, but it really just stops Prized Amalgam, which isn't all that good, right? That's all it does. Is stop Prized Amalgam. It stops Ox. It stops Ox. That's right. I don't think we bring in the full 3. But some number are probably good enough. Yeah, I was talking about this with Esther yesterday. I feel real bad that Athena just like isn't really in the streams too much anymore, and I think it's because she doesn't really like her dog bed so much. She really prefers to be like on like the bed and the couch. So I was talking to Esther about maybe getting her or getting Athena a little futon or something to put back there. So hopefully that works out. I wish I had a 2-drop for this Counterbalance, but I don't. No other CMC seems like super duper relevant. So I'll just get a Teferi down. Your Husky was mixed between wanting to be higher up and wanting to be on a cold tile. Athena is actually just doesn't really like the cold that much. You'd think she would. But when it gets to be like 40 degrees, she doesn't really like being outside. She wants to come back inside. It's kind of weird, honestly. Her fur is not like as thick as some Huskies are. Alright, thank you, Ghost. Feels like the plan is to deck our opponent here. Back in business, baby. Back in business. They still haven't hit a Conflagrate. They only have 11 cards left in their library, too. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thank you, Ghost. Alright, so let me go ahead and bounce the Ox, maybe? Yeah, kind of, if I'm interested in decking them, I think bouncing the Ox is good. And we need to find, oh, that works. That works really well. Yeah, we can Mystic Sanctuary back Terminus on their turn, and then hold up Cryptic. Wait. There we go, there we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it set up so I don't have to click it every time. It's been so long since I've changed the sub sounds. I guess it's a bit weird, right? Because we are putting 5 more cards on the bottom of their library, but I guess they won't really be able to get these guys back now that their creeping shows are all gone. And I guess they'll dredge over the Narcomoeba, which will get back the Amalgams. We can command lock them. I guess that's also basically a kill here, right? They've already used all 4 creeping chills, so we're not in chill territory. Smiting Helix? No! Oh no. It's Spiting Helix. Oh my god. Stinks. Not a super common one. So I don't really like Charm or the spot removal spells very much, or Counterbalance, to be honest. Put 1 Counterbalance, 1 Charm. Sorry, I don't know. I should probably just mess with this. I'll just mess with it after the stream, so you guys don't have to hear me fiddling around with it. If I counter the Narcomoeba trigger, then nothing gets returned. I mean, yeah, if they hit 1 Narcomoeba, but they can just hit 2. They get a Creeping Chill for their guy. I don't think Tailsland is good against them. Opponent's mulled to 5. Oh, whoops. Let's have a Streamlabs stream. Hell yeah. I don't know. I feel like just one for oneing Dredge is not usually a winning battle, in my opinion and in my experience. That's the game plan that they want you to play. It's like Tails ending a Narcomoeba, Tails ending a Creeping Chill is just not where you want to be, I think. Alright, can the blind flip god continue? Or is my reign ended? Ah, my reign is ended. Although they didn't hit that well. It's kind of good for us. Yeah, my advice to everyone who doesn't find as much success with miracles as me. Oh, it is working. I guess I did it right. That's awesome. Slow Bro, welcome back 8 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate you. I did something right. Amazing. Oh Lord, what was that? There's issues with, you know, DMCA all over Twitch, and so we're gonna be messing around with these sub sounds for a bit. Would have loved to be able to force the loam. Yeah, good. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think that this is copyrighted. Randy screaming lightning helix, but also I, you know, have a very smooth brain and, you know, and I'm not a lawyer and don't understand all the ins and outs of copyright law, I suppose. We were supposed to play a fetch land there. But I think Randy would be cool with it. We're all Randy stands on the stream, all right? We're all Randy stands. My advice to answer having trouble with miracles should be to watch Everos Power of the Miracle. Yeah, I love Everos. Ha 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 ha! Take that, Creeping Chill. You have no power here. Right, so Smiting Celix has a CMC 4 on the stack. I think we just brainstorm here. Feels not great, to be honest. But, you know, Jace is going to soak up some damage. We'll get the Terminus and hopefully stabilize. Magic was broadcast on ESPN. Yeah, back in the day, Magic was actually broadcast on ESPN. Thank you, Playmat. I hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate you. Smite me, oh holy lightning helix. Hey Randy, do you mind if I use your famous "oh my god it's lightning helix, oh my god" as a subscriber sound on Twitch? See if I can. Can I DM Randy even though he doesn't follow me? Oh no, I don't follow Randy. It's gonna look so bad if I follow him, and then he'll know I'm just trying to get his soundbite. Here, I'll follow him, and then I'll DM him in like a day. I'll DM him in like a day, and ask. Yeah, I thought I did, but I guess I don't. I promise I'm a Randy stan. I'm a real Randy stan, okay? If anybody calls me a fake Randy stan, I'm just gonna lose my mind. Everyone knows how much I love Randy. Yeah. We tried to Twitter, but it turns out I wasn't following. But I will slide in and ask and make sure he's cool with it. Is Stan short for something? I don't really know the origins exactly, but a Stan is just a fan, really. They're usually, you know, hip or K-pop stans is like usually where the context you hear that in. You know, if you're hip with the times and you're a Zoomer like me. They hit a Conflagrate, which we have some answers for. maybe I'll add the What's Up Spike links to the sub playlist. I'm a zoomer. I don't know what I am. I sort of fluctuate. I usually identify as a boomer, but sometimes some days I wake up and feel a bit younger. It's all a state of mind, really. I'm 26. I'm 26. Which I think makes me a millennial, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, I just surely other generations didn't talk about like generation labels as much as we do. It feels so out of control at this point. I guess I'll Force instead of Gust. Gust is a little bit more versatile because it can answer the Ox that's in our opponent's graveyard. Didn't want to try to blind flip, I think. So they are going to Ox here. Do I want to Aether Gust the Ox? Kinda. I guess so. They still have 22 cards in their library. I'm a bit worried because they just get to do this again next turn. I guess I have 1/5 in my deck. I'll just see if I flip it. No. We played yesterday and you broke me losing to blue trying to stuff. Yeah, don't face me on Dono Deck Thursday. I'll usually be on something crazy. Maybe I was supposed to just try to go for Terminus. I don't know, that was kind of a tough spot. Okay, I'll keep a Cryptic. We have 2 Timelies in the deck to try to maybe get out of burn range. Usually face me when I'm playing off stream. Yeah, I play off stream more than I think people realize. Jace the Mind Sculptor on top. Interesting. Maybe I was supposed to counterbalance the goal, actually. Huh. It's kind of funny that there's the 5 drop. This is actually a pretty tough spot, huh? Yeah, let's brainstorm the Teferi to the top to counter the Ox. It's kind of a cool play. And we can purge the goal. I'll do it now before they can untap with its activated ability up. It's actually pretty cool that we get to counterbalance Ox. Only have 1 5-drop in the deck. Now, Escape 8 is a pretty high tax. No, I only have 1 Hero of Dominaria in the deck. I have 2 in Jeskai, only 1 in this version. Because Jace is better in this deck than Jeskai. It's pretty good. I think they've only hit like 1. They've hit 2 Creeping Chills, so if they still have the other 2 in the deck, we could be in some trouble. Are they going to cast Merchant? It's actually kind of good for them. I probably need to leave this on top at least 1 more turn. So let me go ahead and Omen before I brainstorm just to dig a bit deeper. Bottom, I think. Kind of want to hit a Timely Reinforcements. Ooh. Yeah, that kind of lets us just like go Jace minus on Merchants. Let them resolve this. Nah. I think I'm gonna not keep that. When you put this on top, I'll just force the front half. If I change the Kozilek to a Nexus of Fate, would I play your Amulet list I got second in the PTQ with? For Dono Deck Thursday, yeah. But congratulations on your second place. Alright. So I guess we forced the loam. And hope to find a timely before they find the fourth Creeping Chill or a Smiting Helix. We could Mystic Sanctuary back Gust, and that way we can actually play this guy. I think I'll do that after the Brainstorm. There's Timely. Awesome. Sigh of relief. Okay, so this turn, let's go put back Island, Teferi on top, Timely, pass. It's certainly not a lock, but we're in really good shape now, I think. They've got 12 cards left in their library. It's not so many. No attack. What are the Torpor Orbs for? You find your list yesterday. They're for humans, oops all spells, some Titan variants, Death and Taxes. Mostly those decks. I've liked them. These aren't very relevant CMCs. Just keep Entreat on top. Yeah, Goblins I think is like basically unwinnable without Orb. Maybe not that bad, but Orb like makes the matchup reasonable. Yeah, there are like random decks, but like the decks that people actually tend to play that the orbs are for humans, oops all spells, which stops the combo, and Death and Taxes. Those are the main ones. Mets, 2 months in a row. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. Oh my God, Mets has resubscribed 2 months in a row. I can't believe it. I mean, our opponent has only 4 cards left in their library. I'm not sure that we're supposed to go for the Entreat win. In fact, I may just like Mystic Sanctuary back Timely to not get burned out. Yeah, I think that's my plan. Can maybe like Cryptic lock them. I feel like the Timely play here is the safest. They also get to kill my Counterbalance, just to keep that in mind here. I'm supposed to put it 2. I think we're just kind of locked to win at this point. Maybe locked is too strong a word, but I just don't know how our opponent beats us, having already used all 4 chills, the Conflagrates. We can tap their team every turn, and they only have 3 cards left in their library. You made the Welcome Spikelings M3 clear. If you post it in the Discord, or that's probably the best place. I guess you could also just post it in the chat right now, and could look at it. I'll just download it now. Why play Orb into Bloodstone on 2? I guess that was a mistake then. 1 anyways. Opponent only has 8 minutes left on their clock. Not super duper relevant, I suppose. Alright, it's game 3. We are 2-0 in this league. It's been a long couple matches though. We're already an hour and 40 minutes in, and this is still match 3. Sounds close. Opponent's mulled to 6. I'm gonna keep. Opponent's mulled to 5. 4. It's awesome. Alright, Shriekhorn's pretty good. The middle over a Golgari Thug and another Shriekhorn. I think I'll just play the Sanctuary tapped here. He posted it in stream clips. Cool. I'll mess with it after the stream. I don't want to do too much troubleshooting while I'm live, especially because that involves me just playing the same clip over and over again. It's a pretty good hand. 2 lands, 2 Shriekhorns. What up, Big Connect? What a legendary clip. Yeah, green source too. They hit an Ox, which we have, a lot of answers for, I suppose. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and Aether Gust the Loam. So I'd rather Remand the Conflagrate or the Ox if I get the opportunity. They put it on the bottom, which makes sense because they just have another one. Teferi is a really nice draw with the Nexus of Fate in my hand. That gives us a game plan. Alright, the last Shriekhorn counter hits Creeping Chill. They don't currently have the life gain zombie guy. I'm not as bothered by Creeping Chill today as I usually am. Feels nice. Usually it's just my least favorite card in the world. So their hand is now Loam, Golgari Thug, right? Hoping they go for an Ox or Conflagrate here. I guess it would just definitely be Ox, right? So great that the Remand is so good against Ox, putting it in the hand. So now we could Mystic Sanctuary back, Remand to maybe counter the Conflagrate. Or Aether Gust if we wanted to. And then we can Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, 3rd Creeping Chill. Ugh. So stressful. They're out of Dredgers in the graveyard, though. And their hand is now 3 Dredgers and an Ox. Whenever you play against Dredge, use the chat box to track their hand contents. I think that's good practice. Alright, I'm going to go Mystic Sanctuary back. Remand this. It's going to be kind of close. But keeping them out of Dredgers in the graveyard, I do think is pretty key here. Terminus is an interesting pickup. I do think these matchups are definitely winnable without Graveyard Hate, but they're way easier if you do feel like you can afford to play some Graveyard pieces. If you do, I think the one you want to play is Grafdigger's Cage, so it doesn't stop your Sanctuaries. And they put us down to 3, which is Creeping Chill range. Our opponents hit 3 Creeping Chills already, but they don't have a Dredger to try to hit more right now. They know we have this Remand. Alright, what do we find? We drew a Remand naturally. It's actually pretty good. Nikachu, thank you for the raid. Hope you're having a good day today. We're in kind of a tense game 3 against Dredge, but I think we're going to pull ahead here. I want to get the Jace in play before I Nexus. But I think that we're going to be able to pull out. Maybe we could have bounced the Narcomoeba. Maybe I'll bounce Narcomoeba next turn. Yeah, our opponent's Clock is also just certainly in play. Guess I maybe shouldn't have Plessed first. Might as well get the orb down there for some mana efficiency. I think I'd rather cast Omen when the Nexus is back in my deck rather than now. We should be good. Oh, wow. No way. We drew the Nexus. Hell yeah. So good for us, jeez. Now we get to ultimate the Teferi and just, you know, effectively win the game. Close one. I'll gain 3 life, I suppose, to show my opponent that they're dead. Or sorry, 6 life. Close one, close one, close one. Hitting that second Nexus was so key there. Maybe not. I think we're probably winning without it, but, you know, just removed all doubt. 3-0. 3-0. You know, the last time I played the deck, I 5-0'd. I was 9-1 on the day. Feeling pretty good. I think we can keep this on the draw and the blind. Obviously, it's awkward that we have 2 tap lands. Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary has no deck building costs or restrictions, of course. Was Mono Blue Tron ever a tier 1 deck? There was actually a time in like 2014 where Mono Blue Tron was the deck on Magic Online with the highest win rate. And I don't think people ever really respected it. But it just was true that Mono Blue Tron was the deck with the highest win rate on Magic Online. And I don't think that that's been true for a while, but maybe. It was Giftstron. It's been a long time, maybe. I don't think so. I think that was before. I thought Giftstron was popular when Sword got unbanned, and I think that was before then, if I remember correctly. So them bolting me makes me think that they have a Scourge of the Skyclaves in their hand, which I think is not very good in Grixis Shadow. Guess they don't have one. I'll opt here. I'll keep a Condemn. That is kind of a thing we're missing here. Mystic Sanctuary, again, having no downsides and is totally busted and just free to play in every deck. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm being like a little disingenuous, I suppose. But I do think that people don't talk about this aspect of Sanctuary very much when they evaluate the card. Yeah, I think Miracles just has a really good Shadow matchup. Oh wow, it's a great draw. Gonna jam that. I think I'll just play an island. I'm probably gonna want to Sanctuary back Cryptic, but there's a chance I'd rather Sanctuary back Condemn. Poor opponent. I'm not sure that that was correct to use the stub there. Oh, why am I F6? On F6. Probably need to mute that one too, huh? They're not replaying it into the Cryptic. Interesting. Whoops. Don't have 2 white. I think I'm going to make my favorite play. Bounce Omen of the Sea, draw a card. It's kind of like Splinter Twin. Sure hope my opponent doesn't Nimble Obstructionist my Omen of the Sea trigger. Is this the right play to make? Probably not. But it sure is fun. I didn't get in trouble for music, but it seems like other people are getting in trouble for, you know, having copyrighted music as your notification sounds. So I'm just trying to be, you know, careful. This is my career. If I get banned from Twitch, I have to, you know, find a new IT job, which I really don't want to do. Yeah, I think that we are officially in garbage time. And now we're in sideboard time. Can people stream whatever music, or has that always been a gray area? No, I'm probably not as in tune with these things as most people are, but it's been my understanding that that's kind of just been a gray area that you know, people have turned a blind you know, Twitch has turned a blind eye to, and I think that they maybe lost some legal battles and are cracking down. You know, people are like deleting all of their clips and their VODs from their entire stream history because of this, and which is sad. You know, I've never really streamed music, and so I've been mostly immune to any kinds of crackdowns. And you know, also to some extent, it seems like they're mostly cracking down on, you know, bigger streamers. But I am kind of breaking into, you know, bigger streamer territory. Sometimes. Yeah, I mean, like, there was like one time I played Gas 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 on stream in the middle of a PTQ run. If I go down for that, I think it would be pretty silly. I think I'm not going to run the counterbalance into the stub. Yeah, the last time I looked, I was in like the 0.006% of Twitch streams. I don't really know how they come to that number, but also my numbers have been going up too, so we'll see. Yeah, taking money for music requests is definitely sketchy as hell. Yeah, I stream on Twitch from time to time. Whenever someone on MTGO, like, it's clear that they kind of recognize my username but don't really know what, you know, exactly what I do, I always just say, yeah, I stream from time to time. Hymn to Turok? The blue Hymn to Turok? I mean, my opponent knows how good I am at blind flipping with counterbalance, clearly. Can't blame him. Yeah, it's 3 stubs down. Thought about jamming the Jace, but with Dispute up, I think it's good to wait. They're going to escape a Cling. It's fine. The donation is not for listening to the song, it's a collective experience. I don't know. It feels like... I really feel like that is... I don't know. It feels hard to defend. Because you're just like kind of clearly paying someone to play a song that they don't own at that point. I don't know. I'm still not a lawyer, you know? Haven't quite finished the degree. I didn't know that Caleb did that. This is certainly not like a jab at Caleb. I'm gonna target lightning bolts. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, but then they can't bolt the Teferi. So just plus. Which Teferi do I think is the best for counterbalance? Well, I'm playing 2 of this in the main and 0 of the other one. So Time Raveler, right? Yeah, I'm also not sure why they took the charm. You're also streaming a game you don't own. I don't know. I've never really liked that take so much because it's different, you know. companies directly profit off of people streaming their game. You know, it's free advertising. And in fact, you know, Wizards pays people to stream their game. They don't pay me because I don't stream Arena, but it is like generally good for people to stream their games. And I think you could make a similar argument for people playing music that someone owns. You could say that it's free advertising, but someone donating to hear a song and then wait, why play this explosives on 0? I'm very confused. Someone donating to hear a song and then that money not going to the owner of the song just does feel different to me, right? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a very smart person. But it just feels different to me. I think it's totally fine to have a different take as well on these things. Like, listen. Oh man, I thought I muted those. And like, listen to me. I'm maybe just a huge hypocrite, right? Like, listen to that. I guess I'll play a counterbalance here. It's kind of thinking out loud. Certainly a big part of streaming is, you know, whenever new information like this stuff comes out, or, you know, the DMCA thing is happening, you have to form an opinion on the spot without even full information. It's hard not to put your foot in your mouth some amount of the time when you stream. We have a fun Raveler on top. They're not playing fish? Really? Why would you say that? Surely they have angler. What? Yeah, like I'm confused. Like what the read is. Why we think they don't have Grimag Angler? Halfway into the deck with no fish, but like why would you if you don't? I don't think that means they're not playing it. They're just like you can sometimes just not draw any anglers. Yeah, the explosives on 0 may have been like a misclick. It's not too much else makes a ton of sense to me there. So I'm going to play my land pre-combat to play around Dispute. I'm going to put Path on top to play around Lightning Bolts. Oh, they have a Street Wraith, so now they can cling to dust my path if they crack the explosives, but they... Oh, sorry, they don't have enough mana to do that. I'm going to keep the... Path on top. I guess we don't need to hide Teferi from a discard spell if we have Path on top. Well, I just don't know why you would play the explosives on 0 in a spot like this when you could hold it and maybe kill like a Teferi or a counterbalance, right? Like I just don't. I only had one white mana in play, I think, even when the explosives was cast. Maybe I was supposed to order it differently. What is this? Cling to dust. Guess you ordered it okay. See if our opponent concedes to this. Kind of think that they will. Maybe not. Either way, if they concede now or they concede in, you know, 3 turns. We're gonna be 4-0, playing for the second 5-0 in a row with Miracles. We were 9-1 with the deck on Wednesday. Maybe, you know, I like a couple weeks ago I was thinking that maybe the deck was falling out of favor a bit, but just been crushing with it. Is there any rule about concealing your hand in MTG? You have the ability to reveal your hand at any time. It is a legal play for you to reveal your hand. There's no rule against you revealing it. I personally feel like if you reveal your hand, it's usually better to do so against someone you have a rapport with. If you understand what kind of player they are, someone who would concede to a very powerful hand in a spot like this, someone that you know, I think it's usually good to concede. There are players who would, I think, get insulted a bit by it. And so just kind of knowing your audience there, I think, is pretty important. It's kind of a, you know, it's kind of a touchy subject. And I will also say that, you know, sometimes, like, if you ever reveal your hand and your opponent doesn't concede and they win anyways, it just like looks so bad for you, you know? Anytime that you, I think they're conceding here. Anytime that you, you know, imply that, you know, say GG's and you win anyways, or you say, oh, you can never beat me, and then you lose, just kind of looks bad. So I think it's usually better to just sit there and play. That makes sense. I think we keep this hand on the draw and the blind. Not a great one. Playing for 5-0. I think I might have enough QPs to play in all of them. If I wanted to. I haven't played in any prelims. I just have all these from leagues, 150. So that's not enough for all of them unless I can get 10 by tomorrow, but I probably won't be too interested in playing vintage. Maybe I will. It's 40 qualifier points to play in one of these events. I think Scales is an okay matchup. I think we lost to it last time I played against it though. The Zendikar Rising Championship that I qualified for is on December 4th and 5th, I think. Aether Gust, have a good day. So I'll probably stream the Modern Showcase Challenge, and then maybe I'll play the Pioneer and Legacy one Sunday off stream. Or maybe I'll stream both, but I usually try to just take a day off a week. It's pretty tough on like my voice and just on me in general to be live 6 or 7 days a week. And so the Counterbalance God took a day of rest. My favorite part of this Miracles deck is how many game actions you get to take. Yeah, me too, dude. I love game actions. All right, so I think so we know they have a Metallic Mimic in their hand, and most of their deck are 2 mana spells. So I'll go ahead and put Remand on top to say no thank you to Metallic Mimic resolving. We also know that they have a Hangerback Walker, right? So if they Hangerback Walker on 2, it gets countered. If they do it on with a CMC of the stack on 4, we can Remand it. I gotta stream Legacy. I'll try. It's just tough. I need to take a day off a week. Whenever I do 7 days straight, I just feel so, I don't know, bad. Good play, opponent. Like, my voice gets real raspy, I get real tired. Gotta take a day of rest. Stream with no commentary. I think that's just like, one, if I'm streaming with no commentary, I'm still like sitting in front of the camera and I can't like do anything else. But also, I think it's like the stream itself gets worse, and I'd rather just not stream at all. think I'm gonna pass this turn. I've not played any historic at all. I don't think that I'm pretty sure the tournament I qualified for is standard. I'm not 100% sure. If it's historic, that's kind of I think I maybe would be more excited for historic because the format does look fun. What would I do for a Klondike bar? I would spend the $1 or however much it costs and buy it at a store. So if they replay Ravager, we can remand it and then Mystic Sanctuary the remand and counter it again. When you open the page, it says standard historic. So it's oh sorry, no, we can't do that actually. I thought we had one more mana. Whoops. We'll just blind flip. 8 standard, 7 historic. That's cool. That is cool. I'm excited for that. Oh, I missed this. Guess we just didn't play this turn very well. Well, they're attacking me and not Jace. And then not... I'm confused. Well, I certainly want to have a 2-drop on top. Do I have a testing squad? It's you guys. No, not really. I like most of my friends that play Magic don't play anymore, and the way I've always tested for big tournaments, the way I tested for the last PT I queued for, every PT I've queued for, I just kind of grind a ton of Magic online and I guess Arena for the last PT, and that's all I do. And that's usually my plan. Yeah, I think I'm going to stream tomorrow's Modern Showcase Challenge. Probably just that tournament. With List, do you have any problems in the green? Mono Green Tron is a bad matchup, but I also feel like I win it way more often than I should, you know? Yeah, I'm going to try to leave a 2 on top with Counterbalance here. Do I use hand blocker when I stream tournaments? Nah, I just do it live, no hand blocker. You know, as a full-time streamer guy, I think it's generally is just better to have the stream experience be as good as possible. And maybe I get sniped every once in a while, but I'd rather that happen and make the viewing experience as good as possible. Because that's what's bringing in the cheddar, is a good viewing experience. I will say though, I didn't stream the Pioneer PTQ last Saturday, and I won it. So maybe I'll just no, never mind. Hades between rounds? Maybe, yeah. I haven't played Hades like at all this week, but I'd probably be down. Maybe I'll have like an interesting brew to play between rounds. Gotta get that epilogue in Hades, maybe. I don't want to say anything, but don't spoil it for me. But I think maybe I got it. Maybe it didn't. I got some kind of dialogue that kind of felt like an epilogue. It's probably not the actual epilogue. Yeah, I think when you have the extra mana, it's better to bounce the Omen than it is to draw a card. I would know. Okay, so I guess I haven't gotten it yet. I'll keep the Remand because it's a 2 CMC spell to put on top. Our opponent is a true warrior. I have more than 69 clears, I think. I also can't figure out how to finish Deuce's Romance. I thought for sure I would have finished it by now. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Hades just turns into a dating sim if you get deep enough into it. I think like 1 or 2 gusts to get a Hardened Scales off the table is usually fine. Yeah, I like Deuce too. She was the one I wanted to romance the most, but I also I finished Meg and Thanatos' romances first because they were easy to do. When am I going to rename to just Spike? So I like the idea. Never is the answer. You know, I always want to be a better Magic player, a better person. I always want to aspire to improve. No spoilers? Oh no. Is the presence of romance plots a spoiler? It might be. If so, I apologize. It's pretty aggressive. Hades and Zeus were brothers the entire time. Now that's a spoiler. Can I get a poggers in the chat, please? Hey Shane, how's it going? Glad to see you popping in. Shane, I'd love to be on the podcast again. Anytime you'll have me. We can talk about mono green. Which blue-white X variant do I think is better? I think Jeskai is really good. Although I guess I'm also like, if I win this match, I'll be 14-1 in my last 3 leagues with this deck, which is pretty good. You keep looking for openings for the stream. Yeah, I saw that you had Remy on, which is awesome. I love Remy. Shane's been streaming Hades. Maybe I don't follow Shane on Twitch. Make sure I am right now. Getting hit for 1 infect is tough because they can like proliferate. Okay, Shane, I'm following you now. Could steal the Ozolith. I think I'd rather just draw 2. Oh, right. Oh, right. Oh, right. The Ozolith doesn't get counters because of Terminus. It's a bug. Feels bad. Oh, and the... I mean, like, if this had the counters on it, I would bounce it with Cryptic Command, but it just doesn't. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to treat it because, like, it has the counters or not. Yeah, I'll make sure that they know. I mean, so last turn I would have stolen the Ozolith with the charm, to stop the counters from going on, you know. So we wouldn't have taken, you know, as the same amount of infect damage. Might get Veil of Summered here, yeah. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I don't think that we're supposed to play differently, although I think you could maybe make a case for doing so. I mean, we don't play like there's no bug in bounce necessarily. Like, maybe we should have stolen the Ozolith to play like there was no bug. But, you know, it's not like our opponent's not going to play like there isn't a bug, right? I don't know. It's really hard to play around bugs in Magic Online. It just is very difficult to try to recreate the board state as if the bug didn't exist. You cannot steal Inkmoth. Archmage Charm only steals non-land permanents. This can proliferate onto wait, can this proliferate? Yeah, it can copy infect counter, so I'm not gonna let that resolve. I will Mystic Sanctuary back Terminus and then Remand the Throne of Gath. Now, I do make an effort to be sporting if I can, you know, if the program lets me be. I'm not sure that we had the opportunity to this game. What do I do with a turn 1 F6? I just take my turn because the environment is different. So, like, I've drawn a new card and they've drawn a new card. Especially if I would go to discard, I take my turn. But like it sucks that turn 1 F6 sucks. But the fact that they draw a new card that's just going to change the course of the match means I think that you're not supposed to just pass the turn back. I have put a lot of thought into it, but as much as it stinks when it happens, you just can't pass back because they draw a new card which could change their first turn, you know? It stinks. It's not something that feels good, but I just don't think that you have that it is like the sporting thing to do because the match is just different as soon as they draw the card. Ooh, look at this. Sort of Body and Mind, Bloodghast, Big Chandra. Not too bad. I like this art. So that's actually, I'm in the last 3, so I played this deck on Wednesday. I only played 2 leagues though.